Hello, everyone. I am so happy to be with you today. I am Magdala Ramirez, and I come from the Maya Mexica tradition. We are right now in this powerful energy wave. It is called Ocelotl, the jaguar, and it is very, very feminine. It is really into the hidden, and this has brought many new understandings and remembrance and how everything absolutely it is connected. It is a powerful times. It is the time where you are making the integration of the self, for you are being integrated into a higher realm. And that higher realm, it is your original vibration. It is indeed this balance of the male and female within yourself make the inside the same of the outside and the outside the same of the inside. That it is your first key for the multidimensionality, for understanding this multidimensionality. There are many, many worlds, and the one is contained in the whole, and the whole is contained in the one. And the beautiful times that it is coming forward, it is that in this time and space, you are taking the robe with you, as the ancestor said. You see, for us, it's about the world of the enchanted flower. For people from India, it's about the Shambhala. For people from the Vikings, they call it the Valhalla. For the Christians, it is called the kingdom of heaven. And it was never meant to be about you need to die physically in order to get there. That has been a big lie that it was created to enslave you, thinking that as much as you suffer and as much as you, I don't know, there is all these situations and programmings in the system. You're going to get there, to the heavens, and I'm putting this in quotes. The truth is that it is always at hand, means it is a matter of frequency range. I am right now in the realm of the ancestors, and it is about the Anasazis. And these beautiful ancestors, they left behind all these petroglyphs and portals and vortex all around where I live right now. And that is why I am here in this time and space, in studying and recognizing each one of those symbols that it is in the rocks, that it is actually everywhere if you put attention. I have been working with symbols, oh my gosh, since I was 12 years old. And recognizing those symbols everywhere in the world, that's where we come out. There is only one knowledge. But I was reading this ancient writing from around here about these caves. This cave that in some way it is near Los Alamos, which is right now so completely distorted after the government took over. You know the story. But anyway, in that story, we have also in Mexico these ancient writings talking about Tlacaelel coming into Aztlan, that it was this land, and finding that cave. In that book, it was talking about the time that it was coming and that the invaders were coming. And that happens 10 years before the Spanish arrived. So he needed to understand why this needed to happen. So he came all the way to the north in the land of the Aztlan to find that cave and then go back into Mexico and prepare the people. They prepare for 10 years for this to happen. And that was another story. But that cave, it is indeed around here. And the pueblos understand this. But what does this cave, it is really talking about? Well, in this cave they were talking about the stages of the human being, civilizations that it needed to pass through. And the first stage was about people following a programming, thinking that God is there to serve them, like God is some kind of Santa Claus kind of a deal. And of course, the government, it is there to resolve their problems. It is always somebody else's fault, and it is a programming of separation and segregation. Everybody is segregated, and they think segregation, therefore, they manifest segregation over and over and over again. Now, the second stage, it is about understanding a higher truth, and people begins to questioning all this programming. And that was, it needs to happen in a big deal. People is beginning to really questioning what is it, and does that patriarchal system is real? The system is inside of the people, and we have many radio talks that speak about this, and I really suggest you to check in our archives. Anyway, that is the second stage. Then they speak about the third stage. It is when the people truly begin to wake up and recognize that world of oneness. They recognize the Great Mother in you and that guidance. There is then no more secrets. Nothing is in the hidden anymore, because you can see everyone as your other you. And there is more stages that maybe we will talk later about that. But this is exactly where we are entering into this new world, which is not new, actually. That is the original world of the human being. The ancestors, many of them, they didn't lower their vibration. So when it was all these commotions in the world, they literally stay in their own world. They didn't lower their vibration and entering into this programming of separation. They are there. And they have always been there. And you might call them ancestors. We call them ancestors, but they're not precisely that, because they are always there. Now, there is a lot of beautiful situations that I have in my life too, going back and forth into Maya land and observing those petroglyphs in the other side of it. You see, a while back, I saw this beautiful symbol that I recognized it immediately, and I knew exactly where it was, and it was talking about Maya, my own land. And then I went to Maya and I was looking for the other side of it, and I found it. I found it in Sipilchaltún, and it was even much more older. They were portals from the north to the south and to everywhere, where many medicine people were sharing this knowledge, including with Egypt and including to many other civilizations in the upper worlds as well as the stars. Those portals are still there in one way or the other, and some they have been completely manipulated. Yet, understanding how it works, the communication, it is truly amazing about what happened because it is on very much about frequency range. Now, in order to comprehend this, and you have access to many beautiful wisdom inside of yourself. For a while, we have been talking about the heart, the two hearts that the ancestors were talking about. There is one heart that contains all the situations that you have in your life, experiences and issues and traumas and all the above. But behind that heart, there is another heart. And with this heart, you can access what we call the library of the multiverse. And I have been telling you this like forever. As soon as I learn English, I have been talking about this like forever. Because it is this powerful understanding of what it means to be human. And you have access to that wisdom. And you find that wisdom when you find that perfect harmony within your own self and resolve those identifications that you have about your little world, your little traumas, your little experiences, and all these situations that happens through the programming and the system that wants you to keep you slave and not go there, not to have access to this very beautiful knowledge. Yet you have that ability, and it is a matter of frequency range. Being today in this journey of the ancestors and recognizing how beautiful and powerful it is, it has really taken me into many beautiful situations that happened, and it happens all the time in Maya land. I take people into Maya land, into that beautiful journey. Maya, they say, means illusion, but actually is mistranslated. It actually means virtual reality, which is the hologram that you live. Maya is very, very feminine because that's where you have that virtual reality going on at all times. And yet that's where you also find the liberation. And remembering so many things that has happened in these journeys, growing up in that way and recognizing so much of those understanding of what it means to be human, and the cities on top of many places in Maya land, and how it is so much access and entrance to get into those cities, and how these cities are so completely interrelated with these cities that we have in New Mexico, with these other cities that it is actually in many other places too. And for that part of that human being that it didn't lower the vibration, and as you are integrating those parts of yourself and you're being integrated into a higher realm, it is necessary to observe the incredible power that you gain at the moment that you let go what it doesn't belong there. And it's like nature, it's just dropping those sandbags that it was holding you down. You immediately by nature go into that original vibration because it is always there. And you tap into different and powerful wisdom that it has always been there, that you have access now. Yet it needs to be resolved. It needs to be understood in many, many other ways. As I was telling you, this wave, it has been very, very powerful because people are able to do something with all those lower selves that it has been imposed on you by the system, and you believe it. There is still, we can be talking about portals, we can be talking about so many beautiful, much more higher teachings, we can put it this way, at the same time that people is struggling with all that programming that it was slowing you down. And it has been slowing you down for a very, very long time. We just brought into motion too the code of the divine feminine. Who is she and how she is able to relate with herself. And that it is really pointed out into that integration, each one of those precepts. It has been very powerful to see that it brings that liberation into you and help you to maintain a higher vibration. Yet there is so much to heal, so much to heal from that trauma that it was imposed on you by the patriarchal system. You have been living in a world of separation, that is coming into an end. And the only thing that you can relate for such a long time in many generations is that world of separation. Can you trust? Of course you can, because you recognize it, that it is something better. So that third stage of the human being, that hopefully is where a lot of people is understanding and beginning to vibrate in that way, that world of oneness, the realization that that great mother and great father, it is inside of you. And it has always been inside of you. But then you stop thinking about them as Santa Claus. You begin to grow up and understand what you can do. That it is up to you and depends on you, your connection. The story of the ancestors is just unfolding. There is so much to talk about it that I will continue in our next episode of radio next week, and showing you how to understand those portals and how to raise your vibration. But yet I give you homework. Balance your male and female. Find what it needs to be healed and heal it through love. There is nothing more powerful than love that you are. Always, always remember that. The school online is just about to begin again, where we have very beautiful and powerful spiritual work for people relearning and reawakening this beautiful understanding of the new era. Registrations are open, so visit my website www.magdalas.com and remember to download the app Messages from the Great Mother. That has been a blessing. Today, when I was working so much in many of the ancient teachings of the ancestors, here comes that beautiful app. And I am opening right now, and I'm in the middle of all these things, and out of the blue, my phone goes twing, and here is the messages from the Great Mother. It says, "You have an incredible wisdom inside of you. It is time to bring it forward." And makes my heart bloom because that perfect synchronicity. You see, these teachings, it has been hidden in the occult for such a very, very, very long time. It is our time to bring the wisdom back, and depends in all of us. Thank you for being you. Tlatzocomate, tlatzocomate, tlatzocomate. I am you. I am